Okay, so it's 8:20. I actually overslept and slept through my alarm for 20 minutes. I kind of intended to get out of here by 7:45 or 8, so I am a bit late. I'm going to start walking, and today we're going to Hamamatsu, which is a much bigger city, and it's about 29 kilometers or so, and it's expected to rain at about 12 p.m. I think. I really want to beat the rain and get as much distance as possible before that kind of needs to happen. I won't get there before the rain starts, but I want to get as far as I can. So when I woke up and looked out the window, it was actually quite a lot of blue sky, but now that I'm looking up, it's already quite cloudy. So I can definitely see how it's going to rain in maybe 2 or 3 hours. Just stepped one street off to the side just to have a look at the mountains, and yeah, what a great view. I thought this was actually a national park or something, but no, it's actually just Kyoto City Hall. There's a lot of cars parked in it. Just about to rejoin the highway now, and usually joining the highway is right about where I start to put on some music, because at that point you're kind of just walking along the highway and there's nothing really that much interesting to see. I kind of just like to focus on distance rather than the sights, if that makes any sense. It looks like we don't actually stay on the main highway that long, the national route number 1. For most of today, actually, we're kind of just to the side of it, and then we'll rejoin it later in the day, but only pretty briefly. Just started sprinkling quite a bit earlier than I expected. I'm gonna have to bust out the umbrella and kind of hope it doesn't last that long, or at least that it is on and off for a little bit before it starts to get heavy. I really hope it doesn't start to get heavy until later in the afternoon. So I've been walking in the rain for about an hour now, and it's really not that bad. In fact, I think it's starting to die down a little. Ideally, I'd hope that this level of rain is all it is today, but I know for sure that the forecast definitely said that it was going to start pouring in the late afternoon. So I just finished lunch, and I guess I'll talk about it since I don't think I have before. But I have eaten quite a lot of McDonald's since starting this walk, and I think there are a few reasons for that. Firstly, I mean, the most obvious one is just that it's really easy to order, it's really quick and cheap. And another reason is basically just because when you're on these highways, your options are kind of limited. It's really a lot of Sukiya or Yoshinoya or McDonald's. I guess I just tend towards McDonald's because I'm more familiar with it, and also because it's just a gigantic shot of calories. It makes it quite practical as well, I think. So we need to cross that bridge over here, and there's only a walkway on one side, so we actually have to climb these stairs and get across. And once we cross that bridge, we'll officially be in the wider city of Hamamatsu. And now we're on the bridge. Now, funny thing about being on this particular shoulder of the bridge is that there's no real view on either side. To my right is kind of the wider plains and stuff, but you can't really see the river or anything like that because, well, the highway's in the way. And up to the left, well, there's other bridges in the way. I mean, it might change later on, but for now, kind of disappointing as far as views go. This is a long bridge. I'm glad that the pedestrian shoulder of this bridge is at least very wide. I think around the other bridges that I've kind of crossed where the shoulder isn't quite so wide, I get quite a lot of anxiety looking over or filming over the edge, just in case I might like topple over or if I might drop something over the edge. Kind of spooks me a little, you know? And there you can see the actual riverside of it. We're kind of reaching the end of the bridge, and it's really not as long as I thought. It only took about 12 minutes to walk across, which is not nearly as bad as the one in Shizuoka, for example. Okay, and that's it for the bridge, and we're officially in Hamamatsu City. Now, we're actually heading towards central Hamamatsu, which is still about 8 kilometers away, so another 2 hours of walking. Just 1 hour left. feet are getting sore again. So we're only about 15 minutes away from the hotel, and it actually feels quite strange seeing so many tall buildings in such a dense environment again. I'm so used to these smaller towns that this feels a bit strange again. So this is quite a huge room, and I haven't figured out how to turn the lights on there, besides maybe clambering over the bed to get at the light switch. I'll just climb over and hit this button. Yes. Oh, that turns on that light. At first I did think this was two separate rooms because of this mirror, which is just reflection here, so it looks even bigger. And because we've got the corner room, we've got two views. Let's have a look. What's behind window number 1? Nothing too remarkable. Let's go to window number 2. And more city. Even less remarkable. That's day 12, 29 kilometers down, and it got pretty bad at the end in terms of just how my legs were feeling, but I think that's pretty much standard once I get pretty close to that 30 kilometer mark. A lot of the time we were just walking along the highway or just along a single road, so nothing too much interesting that I saw on the way here. I am glad that I managed to actually beat the weather. The rain that was happening throughout the day was pretty light. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like there's any heavy rains coming anytime soon. And tonight, I think I'm actually going to do another round of washing, just because it's been a little while since I washed my stuff, and a lot of them have been going through, wet weather and all that kind of stuff, so I think they're due for a refresh as well.